going to practice the floating hand technique from a different angle so you can see how I'm working my hands and you'll have a better idea to do it yourself. I really recommend the floating hand drill technique because you can use a lot smaller spindles and it's just a bit more of an elegant way. The traditional hand drill pass technique is that one. And you know, most people can pick it up pretty quickly. Just having a look at the hole that I've already got there to see if I've got any chance of getting an ember out of it. The spindle's not great, I might just trim that up a bit. Looks like if I can get a shot in there, maybe I can explain what's wrong with the spindle. Let's see. Take it. Maybe. I'll put it on manual focus so I can get in there. Yeah. There we go, excellent. I need to trim the spindle up because it looks like it's kind of corroded and wearing away and perhaps rotting away a bit. And when you've got a spindle like that, the air will just escape out the side strips there. So I just need to trim it off, and I'll probably trim it off maybe close to that knuckle joint there. Let's put you back on autofocus. You can see how I trim up as well. I just score around, slightly sawing it. And try and get the score to match all the way around. And that should help to make it snap off cleanly. Let's see if it'll do that. There we go, snapped off perfectly. So when you're trimming up spindles, that's the way to do it, just score around it and trim it up. And now I'm trimming around the knuckle joint so it fits smoothly in the socket. Just taking the lumps and bumps off of it. Right, let's get back to the task in hand and do some floating. It'd be really, really nice to see a lot more UK guys doing this. There's plenty of Americans doing it and they do it brilliantly, but there's not many UK guys, unfortunately, or at least not many that I'm aware of. So when you start, I'll do it slowly so you can see the angle. Try and get a better position for you. So doing this angle on the hands keeps us on top of the spindle, and it will take a while for you to get used to it. So when I'm doing that, I'm not really putting any pressure on. When I come back, I'm putting pressure down. Putting pressure down that way as well, and down that way as well. So when I move back, the pressure's kind of coming here and pushing down on the spindle. When I'm going forward like that, the pressure's also going down onto the spindle. Oh. Let's see what we've got down there. I'm just floating to see what sort of response I get off the spindle. I'm moving down a bit because the spindle's quite thin. I can feel my hands rubbing together quite frequently. I'm trying to do less damage to my hands by moving down the spindle. Speeding up a bit. having a look down there and seeing what's happening. When I stop and I have a look down, never take the spindle away from the hearth because you lose heat instantly and it'll take a long time to heat up again. So if you keep the spindle in the hearth, it'll cool down slower. Just having a look to see where we're getting with it. You there yet? Not quite. So the spindle's heating up, but it's not getting as hot as I'd like. So I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit and see if we can pop an ember out. Using a fair amount of the hand, so can you see how far up I'm going, and using quite a lot of the fingers as well, which gives a lot more rotation, using right back to the palm as well. Oh. Knocked out a little bit of dust. At the moment I suspect that I've got too much of an angle over that side, which isn't pushing any sort of ember into the dust. So to compensate, I'm bringing it back, then trying to work a bit of hot dust, ember dust into the pile that way. Nearly there, I think. Getting hot now. Part of the problem is that the notch is too far over towards the edge of the hearth, so I'm struggling to get a really tight grip on it. Yeah, I'm just fanning it at the moment to get some air in there and encourage the ember. Now that was quite a difficult one to make. And that was largely due to me reusing a socket that had previously been drilled, which wasn't ideal for the spindle. But this is teasel, and that's a clematis earth. We've got the ember now. Let's see if I can get a nice zoom in for you. Well, get a nice ember there. There we go. Try and get a better angle. I like to leave it in the socket so it coalesces and sticks together a bit better. If you pull it out straight away, then the dust will often collapse. Where are we? There we go. So I'd like to hear your thoughts and comments or opinions on what you've seen, and if you can, like the YouTube videos and share them with friends, because I think it's really cool if we get some more UK bushcrafters and bushcrafters all across the world actually doing some more hand drill, especially the floating hands technique. Thanks for watching, see you next time.